I really socked Mother Nature in the mouth yesterday, didn't I? If Mother Nature is so benevolent, why are these storms tearing up people's lives and property like now? Blame it on Mother Nature, just another alias for the prince of the power of the air. Satan, the devil, the adversary, the prince of the power of the air, the exercise power of the air, not only physically at times, but spiritually, most notably in the devil spirit hierarchies that essentially run the systems of the world. He is, of course, our enemy. He's the true God's arch enemy. Here the great apostle Paul and the great man Luke, great man of God, and Aristarchus are together. And someone critical with very little experience or in-depth thinking in their walk would say, well, why didn't they believe for the storm to go away? Well, why don't you? If you're so big, why didn't you head down to Florida and command this stuff to just leave? The point is, the adversary is the God of this world and has his rights to exercise his powers. And although some of these things at times have some clear-cut spiritual causes you can put a finger on, there is so much idolatry and unbelief and devil spirit dominance in our country and world. I'd be surprised, we should be surprised that it doesn't happen more often. And I think many times you got to give ourselves credit in our perfect prayers and our stand that we're keeping the enemy off our backs more than he was capable of doing. In other words, he's very capable of making things a lot worse, and history has proven that. I understand several hundred people lost their lives, the best they know now, and that, of course, is tragic. But when you look at the history of humankind, where plagues in Europe wiped out 20% of the population at times, or earthquakes and volcanoes like in, the Italian city, Mount Vesuvius, killed hundreds of thousands. Even in our times recently, the tsunamis of Indonesia and the tsunami of Japan killed hundreds of thousands of people. So I'm sure the adversary would have wanted to do that. And I'm sure our prayers kept him from doing what he wanted to do. So you got to keep these things all in a balance. It takes in-depth thought. And sometimes we are able to eliminate the storms. We've all seen that happen. And even when storms hit, keep our believers protected, which we know that has happened in recent days. So it's just a walk. Dr. Worrell had that great line, this walk of believing is as varied as the snowflake. And unless you can read something straight from the written word, energized by the Spirit of God, or if you know something by revelation, if you know that you know, we're not in this life to be critical. We're in this life to stand and withstand the evil one in the evil day. And if we know something that we can use profitably, we speak it forth. Otherwise, we just walk quietly, keep loving God and keeping his commandments and praying in these situations with perfect intercession. Well, it was no small tempest lay on us. Boy, what a great line. Look how accurate that is. Just like a horse blanket. Sometimes in life you've had experiences like that.